of you that are following my story, y'all know who I am. I'm Michelle. I was married to a man for 30 years, and I love that man dearly. I did, with every fiber in me, but I love the good and the bad, and there was some ugly about him. I'm not gonna lie. That's stuff that I will never disclose to anyone, ever, because he was mine. Does that make sense to all of you women out there? I want to get this. I guess I'm going to talk to you girls today. I married my husband. Let's just take this back a notch. At the time he died, I was his ex-wife. But married that man on November, not even going to tell you because somebody will probably be using that for my password or something. Back in 1993, I married that man. And I was excited. I was like, we were going to conquer the world, man. We were 19. I was 19. He was 24. And we were going to take this world, which meant our little town, and we were going to show them exactly how a family should be ran. And we did it. We did it. We did. But let me tell you what happens, girls, when you do that. And this is what a good wife does. And I'm not going to say you should stick around as long as I did, but I'm a fighter. I fought for us. I fought him for us, and I fought everybody else for him. And if you understand what that means, then you know. You know what you know, right? So every single person out there in this world that I have came across in the young age, I'm 50, I'll be 52 this next week. But in my 20s and my 30s, you know, you're working, you're raising babies, and or whatever, you're just being young and building up your home, and you're trying to be somebody and get it out there. And I was all that too. I was. Because I'm a business lady. I was taught that by my daddy, who owned a car lot. He taught me I knew how to do business better than a lot of people by the time I was 17 years old. And that's the truth. I knew how to read a room. I knew how to keep my mouth shut when I needed to keep my mouth shut. And I knew when to talk when I needed to talk. And that is a part of growing up, ladies. So, for all of you out there that are calling me and say, hey, you know, how'd you do it? How'd you do it? How did you stay with him for so long? Well, I'll tell you how I stayed with him for so long. I loved that man. I mean, I made a decision when I was pretty damn young. You know, I made a decision that was my guy. And when I make a decision, I stick with it. I'm freaking hard-headed. Very, very, very hard-headed. I'm not gonna lie. But I also based every single thing that I did on the Bible, what I've been taught, what I learned growing up, you know. And that's another thing that can get screwed up in your head too, ladies. Okay? I was always taught that, you know what? You're here to serve him. And you are there to be his helpmate. All you women out there that say you don't need a man, I don't need no man, well, that's good for you. Good for you. You know what? If you don't need a man, maybe you don't. Okay? That's fine. But that's not biblical. Okay? I'm going to tell you that right now. That's not biblical. And every woman in the Bible that didn't have a man, they wanted a man. So deep, deep, deep down, girls, you got some desire to be loved by a man. And if you don't, you got some desire to be loved by a woman, or you got some desire to be loved by something else. I don't even want to go in that. So there's some very, very, very big demons out there telling these girls that they don't need nobody. They don't need their mamas, and they don't need their daddies. I'm going to tell you something right now. You need your mama and your daddy. And if you don't have a mama and a daddy that you trust, you better check yourself. Make sure. Find out why you're not trusting your mama and daddy. Why? Why don't I trust them? Well, I don't like the way they act. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Bull. You're a child and you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You do not. Okay? You're not an adult. If you are under the age of 18, you are not an adult. And you think you know what you're talking about. You think you know everything. Because boy, did I. When I was 16, 17, I thought I knew it all. I did. And I was like, And my husband at that time, he didn't like how his family was. And I really didn't like some of the things my family did. And we were all like, rah, 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 rah. Brats. Some of y'all are brats. And I've been there. Okay? I married him at 19. We had kids. But we did. One good thing we did. We made a commitment to one another. Through hell or high water, we were going to stay together. No matter what. And we did so great for so long. I mean, we did. I mean, don't think there wasn't outside temptations and all this crap that you all want to deal with. Well, he hurt my feelings, so I ran off and told some other man, and I fell in love with him. Well, girlfriend, you're going to have problems with that new man, and then the next one, and then the next one. Okay? I've seen it happen over and over and over again. You got to get right with you. And when you get right with you, then you can go out and see exactly what you want in a man. And because you know what? You're not ready for a man if you don't know what you have to offer that man. And and any of you out there that want to say, play these little mind games, and so many of you try. And it's so much easier these days because of social media. Everybody can spy on them. Oh yeah, and do all that stuff. You can do all that stuff, and you can live in a fairy tale world with your mate. You know, you find out, oh well, she likes this and this and this. I heard her talking to that. So then you do that. That's bullshit. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Be a man if you're a man. Be the woman if you're a woman. Stand up for each other against anybody that comes up to you. And if you have issues in here, you take them out in the bedroom. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm not saying get all weird and funky. I'm saying that's your space. That's your sacred area. That ain't a room for watching TV. That's a room for you two to be one. Okay? Marty and I were one. But he got sick. And he was tired. And I didn't know that. I kept saying, what is wrong? And he's like, and then instead of him just saying, honey, I'm just sick and I'm tired. Instead of him saying that to me, he held that in and he hid it from me. And that made him mean. And he got mean and he said, I got the good out of you, lady. I want a divorce. So our divorce was final in April of 2024, and it broke every part of me. I mean, it broke me in ways that I can't even explain. Because when God combines two people together, you don't fuck with that. And we did. So we got a divorce. Shocked the whole town, boy. We were that couple. We were that family. We had it going on. He was a railroader. I was a business administrator, PTA president. I had it going on in public. But behind closed doors, we had some big, big, big issues. And we fought. And we tried. And we prayed. But he didn't really want to give it all to God. Not until 4 days before he died. And I did come back when he got sick, and I took care of him. And I loved him till the very end. So all you girls out there want to get married, you better make sure you want to love him through everything. All his ugliness, because there's a lot of ugly in everybody. I love you all.